So in this lecture we are going to study about how to set up the whole Android studio and the basic functionality of it, right? So I know you are very excited for this lecture, right? uh, I'm glad you made this far towards the journey, right? So now as you can see on the window there is an how to install Android studio, right? So this is the official website from where you can install your Android studio, right? So now Windows for 64-bit, you have to click here and get all the essential requirements here, right? So now we are going to study about after doing this you are going to set up this. There is simple installation of this, right? After installation we will be displayed this window, right? So now in this window, mm, mm, after displaying this, you have to select start a new Android project on start a new Android project button, right? It is going to load and you have to select empty activity, right? So now next, and you have to give the name to your project, right? So now if you give a name and you have to enter the save location, you have to give it the language Java or Kotlin. We have learned Java, so we will learn create Java, right? So this is the API level to which you can keep your app, right? So now this is the 4.0, that means your app will run on approximately 100% of the devices, but we will keep Jelly Bean. So we have to then click on finish, right? So now after this, the new window is going to open, right? So now as you can see on the screen that Android studio is being loading, that it takes some time, right? It is a very heavy application, and especially when mm, it creates a lot of bit no matter how many RAM your PC has, right? So it's a little bit problem in, not a problem, but Android studio is a high application, right? So now mm, mm, until this app our Android studio starts, we will discuss some basics about Android studio, right? So now, as you know, Android Studio is in background uses a multi-user Linux system in which each app is a different user, right? So now by default, the system assigns each app a unique Linux user ID. The system sets permission for all files in the app, right? Each process has its own virtual machines, right? So virtual machines, we have discussed it in Java, right? So here it is configuring your Gradle build, and this all the it is configuring. So let it take some time, right? Otherwise if we place it very fast, it will create a very much load on PC, right? So now, so what are the app components, right? So app components are the essential building blocks of an Android app. Each component is an entry point through which a system or the user can enter your app, right? So now, for this is just a basic view about what is Android studio, right? So what is this main activity dot java, right? So what is main activity dot java is this is where your app code is written, right? When you can see that this is similar to our Java code, right? The public class main activity, it extends app compatibility. Compact activity means it is the super class and this is the subclass, right? And this is on create method, right? So this is the basic of Android studio, and you can see that Android studio is much more complicated for the first time. but when you get used to it, it becomes a lot easier, right? So now this is the main where our app displays there, right? So I will minimize this. You can reopen this here, right? So main activity folder is present in java.com example, and then main activity, right? So now where is it? Activity main.xml, right? In resources, in layouts, right? It is present in layouts, right? Activity main.xml. So what is this activity main.xml, right? So now what does activity main.xml does is that you can it is actually display of your app, right? So now here it is hello world. So we have to create design on this, right? And code we have to write here on this page. So now if you this is just a simple drag and drop buttons, right? So now when you drag and drop these, the button will be appeared, right? So now if I want to change this button text, I will go here and click, type here, click, right? So now as you save this button will be here, right? So now if you want to increase the size, you can increase size. The main is the constraint, right? You have to assign this, right? So if you are going to assign this like this, you have to just spread this, and if it goes wrong, you delete that constraint, and then you have to just join it, right? It is pretty much easier. Mm, so why we are doing constraint to create it do not get in other directions, right? It remains in the same sorry. So now after doing this, we are going to set up avd, right? So what is avd? First of all, avd is a virtual device on which our display is being run, right? So now we have to click on this, so avd manager will get opened, right? Now my pc seems it's taking a little bit of time because I am recording simultaneously, right? So now you can do multiple animations and all the stuff you want here, right? So now our avd is displaying, right? So I will make it display on the screen. So here is our avd manager, right? What is avd? Is an android virtual device, right? So it is an android virtual device through which you can get your device run, right? So now you have to just create one virtual device. I have already created one. This window will get uh, so this window will get appeared, and according to your configuration you select next and then finish, right? It will automatically be created, right? After setting up, you just have to place on launch this avd, right? So now after this you have to close this, and so now after this our avd, that is android virtual device, is ready to be used, right? So now I will just display it on the screen. Okay, now our avd is being displayed on the screen, right? This is our avd. So now after this avd, we have to just click on the play button. You can see here, right? So now if you click on play button, then it will generate some task right in below, and according to that task, so it is being generated, and it is being performed, right? So now android studio is, as I told, is a heavy application and requires some time, right? Now I want you to know fully that about Android Studio. Don't want to give some rubbish knowledge, right? I want to give you the basic idea for getting started to building your own mobile apps, right? So now you can learn that on later on YouTube, right? But you have to get start somewhere, right? Little bit of knowledge all you cannot learn from YouTube, right? So now, mm, I will give the installation link for the Android Studio in the description of this video, right? So now we will discuss about the main activities of Java, right? So now here are the various buttons like debug. Here it is our device, right, on which it is executing the task. As you can see in the downward that it is displaying executing task, Gradle build running and all, right? So now what is this? The Android Studio is performing the task required for the application to be run, right? So now what is this constrained layout in Android Studio, right? Mm, So what is the basic meaning of constraint, right? So it is its basic meaning is that it is very controlled, right? The basic meaning of constraint is that it is very controlled, means everything what is displaying on the screen is in our hand, right? Before this version Android Studio does not have this constraint type, so it has many created many problems in many devices, right? So you can see that this text is not does not change its position on the screen, right? So now, mm, it is taking up too much of time, right? So now in XML I will show you that you can also code this whole thing, right? But coding this whole makes no sense if you can do this by dragging and dropping, right? So as you can see that it is our Windows AVD has displayed our application, right? So now here it is, we have implemented one button that is click, right? So we have also changed this text and we can also change colors of this, and everything we want we can change here, right? So we can color text color and then many other things, right? So now for that's it for this lecture, and we will be studying how to make an addition app in Java in the next lecture, right? So thanks for watching.